I mean, I don't even know how you can fit that much in there. Hi, I'm Hustle Malone, and you're watching Cheap Shot Entertainment.
Hello and welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. As usual, I'm your host Luke, and I am here with my cousin.
Zuzi. Hey.
She's really trying to get that over.
Not very well though.
And we're going to be doing the rundown of Grand Theft Autumn Red. It took place on the 12th of October in Mansfield Forest Town Arena, and the whole night was really good. There was some surprises, some wrestlers that weren't there that we were expecting to be there, but that's down to personal reasons rather than them just not turning up. So the match card did change ever so slightly, but overall it was a really good night, as you can expect from Hope Wrestling.
Exactly. You know, we've said it before, you always get a fantastic show when you go to Hope. So whether you're at Leicester, Mansfield, even the future shows,
just Fox's shows.
Try and get to one. We've not done a Fox's one, have we?
No, we haven't, because they're usually on a Saturday afternoon when I'm at football. So
yeah, it's just the timing. Get to one because they are really good.
And moving swiftly on to the first match, it features Kyle Kingsley in a Superman outfit.
Super Kyle Kingsley!
And he's going against Spike Trevay, the Tory, who would you call him, a Tory wrestler?
Drinks his tea like this.
He does drink, and he comes out with a champagne bottle, although he was missing the champagne bottle on Friday night.
He's already drank it, that's what it was.
And he wasted no time in entering the ring and winding up the Mansfield crowd, telling them that he doesn't speak poor.
And this one, winding this one up.
I think I was winding him up by shouting strong and stable, to be fair.
And he gave you such a good offer, an offer you couldn't refuse.
It was an offer I couldn't refuse. In fact, so much so that I did actually take him up on the offer.
You can buy a t-shirt, bargain for you, full price.
Full price. Spike, thanks, Spike.
And Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas shopping at Hope, it's fantastic.
Shopping! So yeah, he starts off by winding up the Mansfield crowd, calling Kyle Kingsley a boiled egg in a singlet, which admittedly made me laugh quite a bit. Sorry, Kingsley. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So the match starts with Trevay getting the jump on Kingsley, and I've got that Kingsley's on top for most of this match, but my colleague disagrees with me.
Yeah, I thought Spike was just laying into Kingsley through most of the first part of this.
Which makes more sense with the finish.
Yeah. That's kind of... He was just beating him up constantly, but then out of nowhere, Kingsley comes back. You know, superhero Kingsley, super outfit on. He, as all superheroes do, they end up down, and then up they come again, and
ironically with a Superman punch.
With a Superman
punch. Superman punches, eventually gets the backbreaker on Trevay after a couple of near misses of trying to hit the backbreaker. It does end eventually with a Superman punch and a backbreaker for Kyle Kingsley to pick up the win, basically, from there. Yeah. Kyle Kingsley is your winner, continues his winning streak. This guy's probably going to be in line for a championship match anytime soon now.
I'd like to see that, because, to be fair, and what we explain happens next, you'll understand, he gets a bit of grief.
It does get a lot
from
of
Mansfield,
grief.
which is a bit unfair, because he is a lovely guy, really lovely guy, and he is a good wrestler. So Liam comes out, doesn't he? King Morley.
Yeah.
King Morley. All hail King Morley. Comes out into the ring and offers Kyle Kingsley probably the biggest opportunity that he's had in Hope.
Absolutely. He offers him a chance to shake his hand for a spot, the wild card spot in the Grand Theft Autumn Most Wanted briefcase match at the end of the night.
This also involved him being with Liam. He had to join with Liam.
With Liam, he had to join Team Mad, so to speak, to which he didn't. He refused it flat out.
Well, no, he actually went to shake his hand, didn't
Yeah.
he? And we was like, what? He's doing it. But this is the thing, Liam was playing on the fact that there are some people that do boo him at Mansfield. And he was saying, you know, these fans don't appreciate you, come with me. Really making
I'll
Kingsley
turn you
feel bad
into a champion.
Yeah, and you could see the look on his face. He was feeling so bad about himself, and it was awful to watch.
Also of note, I saw this coming.
You saw this coming?
Yeah.
But yeah, he went to shake the hand.
Shake his hand.
Hand out.
Superman punch.
Knock Liam flat on his back.
To be fair, Liam did sell the Superman punch really well.
He was unconscious. He sold nothing.
He sold it really well.
Unconscious.
At this point, was Dale in the ring at this point
No,
as well?
Dale was outside watching all
He
this
was.
happen.
He was watching the controversy unfold. At which point he slides into the ring.
Yes, because bear in mind, Liam is
Knocked out. He's not selling anything.
No, I was talking about what he wears when he comes to the ring.
Oh yeah, he's
current,
the hardcore 24/7 champion.
Yeah.
At this point, Harvey slides into the ring, encouraged by Kingsley to get the pin on Liam Morley, and you have a new hardcore champion in Harvey Dale.
The previous owner, or the former owner, should I say, of Hope Wrestling,
Yeah.
is now your 24/7 hardcore champion.
And this was very much the start of the downfall for Liam Morley throughout the night, moving on through the matches and things that went off and what it led to at the end, which we'll obviously get to close towards the end of the video. But yeah, your winner is Kyle Kingsley, and he beats Spike Trevay.
And at this point, didn't Liam, we'll mention, Liam also said at this point, if you're the champion, if you're the owner, you get to make the matches. Just bear that in mind for later.
Yeah. So there was an extra bit to that little exchange between Liam and Harvey Dale. Was actually mentioned at this point that there was going to be what could you say, like a Survivor Series kind of thing, going off on the 9th of November, which is the next Hope Wrestling show in Mansfield. Graphic up behind me.
This is it called The End? This is the end.
This is the end. It's going to be Harvey Dale, Team Red, representing Mansfield, versus Team Blue, which is Liam, representing Leicester. And each match will have a point system, and the one who gets the most points takes over the ownership of Hope Wrestling outright.
Dale wants it back.
Dale wants it back. He's finally wanting it back. So
I think what they're planning on doing as well is every match is going to be assigned a blue and a red. So whoever wins that, like you say, you're going to accumulate
points, and the winner.
I am really, really hoping at the end of the night it's a draw, because Liam versus Dale.
Yeah, so I didn't think about that possibility. Well, that'd be really cool.
That would be awesome.
So then they'd have to have sort of a sudden death sort of thing, wouldn't they? And have to go Liam versus Dale, perhaps.
I mean, that's going to be so hard for us because we love Dale Harvey, we love Liam Morley.
Oh yeah, I was talking to the Dunkleys. Hello, Dunkleys.
Hey.
Yesterday, and I said I was Team Purple.
I like that. We need t-shirts, Team Purple. Can we mix the name Liam and Dale up as well somehow and stick
Lee Dale.
Lee Dale. No, that's actually a
Lee
company.
Dale Skips.
That's a company on the road. Yeah, it's actually Skip Company. And a road sweep. and you can have a free skip for giving you a cheap shot.
Cheap plug. Cheap shot plug.
Cheap shot plug.
Moving on to the second match of the evening, it is your newly crowned two-time Kings of Flight champion Joe Nelson going against the most wanted briefcase winner for Leicester, most wanted briefcase blue, Grand Theft Autumn blue briefcase winner, however you want to say it. I'm just rambling now. Is Chief Deputy Don. We're always saying that this guy needs a bit more attention. He needs to be higher up the card, and he's got the most wanted briefcase. He can cash that in at any point during the next year for a championship match.
I think it's a bit. I know certainly you've been saying that for so long, that this guy does need something, and I think we even said that on the last video. And lo and behold, he won it. So, which I mean, for those of you that was in Leicester, I know you couldn't make it. I was there. It was that match was great. You know, it was Mark pretty much knocked Laguerre off, so he couldn't. Yeah. He shot him, but I think most of the match actually happened on the outside of the ring. It was everywhere. It was absolute chaos, and Bobby Tyler was in that as well against all these big guys. Was the wild card. My goodness, she was awesome. But yeah, Chief Deputy Dunn, he reached up and took some pulling, but it finally came down.
There you go. So, the innovator of No Funner, I've got written down here as well. So, Joe Nelson, I think, gave as good as he got in this match.
He's tough. He's a tough little boy.
Yeah, he's skinny, but he knows how to work the ring. He knows how to fly. It does work for some wrestlers. When you look at Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I mean he's fast.
He's a young lad.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When you are small and littler, you can shoot around, like you say, like
bounce around,
you can shoot around like crazy.
A flea.
And you just gotta, and against the bigger guys, they just can't keep up.
Yeah, like I say, despite his inexperience, he did keep up with No Fun Don, Chief Deputy Don, and he did hit some fantastic flying moves as well, as you can expect from Joe Nelson. If you ever see this guy, expect him to be jumping off everything he can possibly jump off of. And Don does what got him to the dance in the first place, and cheats. Basically, he distracts the referee. Does what he does. Lots of cheap moves, lots of cheap shots.
Oh.
And so has the referee fooled. Hits his mounted. Joe Nelson, should be said, did mount several small comebacks against Chief Deputy Don, who you got down there. He was on top for most of this match, because that's what I've got.
No, because to be honest, the match was a bit shadowed by what happened at the end.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah. So the match finishes with Chief Deputy Dunn's patented backstabber into an RKO combination for the win, and you have a new Kings of Flight champion in Chief Deputy Dunn. So he's now the most wanted blue briefcase holder and the Kings of Flight champion. Has the potential to become, I think, probably the first ever dual singles champion.
That would be cool.
In Hope Wrestling. So that would be pretty cool, but something happened after the match.
The thing is, Deputy Dunn's one is renowned for this big heel, No Funner and all this. He puts his hand out to shake Joe Nelson's hand, so we're all like, no, don't do it.
Don't do it, Joe. Don't do it, Joe.
But Joe, lovely lad, puts his hand out to shake. We're all, no, it's going to happen. And Deputy Dunn
actually shook his hand.
Raised his hand up in the air.
And gave him a lot of respect, which is something you don't find from Chief Deputy Dunn very often. We were well happy about it. I know I was. I think Joe Nelson and Chief Deputy Dunn are absolutely fantastic, both of them.
I think a lot of people was in shock that Chief Deputy Dunn did that, because it was just the respect that he has for Joe Nelson. Joe Nelson's going to go far. He's doing 16 minutes walk, and his watch just told him he's got to.
Yeah.
I'm joining him.
I'm going to do a brisk 16-minute walk while we do the next match.
I'm just going to keep him company on this walk.
So your next...
Slow down, you're faster than me.
Your next match is a triple threat match. The challenge has been accepted. It's a triple threat match. It is Paul Robinson, the Tasmanian Devil, versus Tim Lee versus Mark Dunkzilla Davis. you want to do the next bit? I'm getting quite tired.
It's too much walking, isn't it?
It is too much
Just slow
walking.
down a bit, you'll be alright. I love Paul Robinson.
Paul Robinson is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's upset a few people. He wasn't, I think it was his first show and he was unsure of the crowd, who he could say things to, who he couldn't. I mean, bring it on, Paul, if you ever want to say anything to me, I'm there. But yeah, he's like a little pit bull. That's what I call him. It's like a tiny little pit bull that goes around biting ankles.
Very entertaining.
He is. I do like this guy. Like you say, you've got Tim Lee. Always wants to have fun. He's pretty cool.
Always
and makes you laugh. He's so entertaining.
And then Dunkzilla.
On his own.
Well, yeah.
Kyle
No,
Fletcher.
Kyle.
Apparently he's on Australia, but yeah, it's like no one didn't get to hear the Davis. So that's what I look forward to.
Although of note, Dunkzilla did manage to get his coat straight through the middle of the curtain, so kudos to you.
And he did the same with Tim Lee's too. That was just the best ever. And we actually gave him a round of applause. It's like, wrestling now. Yeah, you got the coat through.
The match starts with basically with Paul Robinson ripping into Tim Lee and Mark Davis verbally, and then goes into the physical version of that viciousness that we've seen him do over the last couple of shows.
I know he wasn't impressed with what Tim Lee was wearing. I thought something along the lines of, "Look at the state of you."
Yeah, what have you come as?
And he got the right, said Fred. Everybody was shy. They was calling him Fred. His name wasn't Paul by the end of it.
Yeah, it was right, said Fred. So, goes in for the assault on Tim Lee to start with.
You're really going to do that all the way through this video.
And he also takes out Dunkzilla with a low drop kick, who then rolls to the outside, and so he can continue his one-on-one assault with Tim Lee.
Hurry up, I'm catching up.
He's viciously attacking Tim Lee in the corner at this point. Dunkzilla does try to get back in. Another low drop kick drops Mark Davis back out of the ring, and Robinson basically continues his vicious assault on Tim Lee. This is basically how it's going to go throughout the whole match.
He is vicious.
He is vicious, yeah.
I just find it very peculiar that I really like this guy.
It is at this point that he's getting so vicious that he tries to attack the referee. To which JD does actually low blow Paul Robinson. Just to get him out of his face, basically. And this is where the match turned a little bit in favour of the other two guys. They dump Paul Robinson out of the ring so they can go at it against each other. Lots of trading of blows for the next sort of couple of minutes until Paul Robinson manages to get back in. Yeah. He tries a suplex on the much larger Mark Davis, and this is where it gets returned, it gets reversed, so to speak, and Dunkzilla then hits a... what have we got? We've got...
Is this the one where he picked Paul Robinson up on his shoulder and left him upside down for ages?
Yeah.
And Tim Lee was about to come, and I think Dunkzilla just lost his footing a bit, didn't he? He was going to kick Tim Lee. I think there was going to be an awesome move happen there, but it just didn't quite... But they
charged in, got the boot to the face, and then Dunkzilla's knee gave out.
But they picked it up quite well and carried on with the match as professionals do.
Yeah, they do. Professionals. Professionals.
I diversed again.
Yeah, at this point, Tim Lee does go for the moonsault, or his own version of a moonsault, which is basically a backdrop.
As Hustle told us on Saturday about what's a moonsault called when you're in space? Assault.
Davis hits the seated senton, rolled up by Lee, which leads to a near fall Death Valley driver by Lee. Robinson steals the win with a double curb stomp as the other two guys are down in the middle of the ring, and he pins Lee to get the win. Paul Robinson is your winner.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of him. And I think he's going to go up and up. You know, a bit like Joe Nelson. He's come in, he's showing what he can do. And he can do it well.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see him up there at some point, and I think the crowd are going to really start to take to this guy.
Yeah, and the fact that they put him in the ring with Mark Davis as well just does elevate him a little bit. Because Mark Davis is a staple in Hope Wrestling now, loved by the fans, especially in Mansfield. Not sure about Leicester, whether he's been over there or not. But
Who, Dunkzilla?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. No, yes, they do. They have, I'm sure, because isn't that where they won the belts?
Possibly.
The tag team belts, I believe.
So,
if I'm wrong, let me know.
in the comments down below, I'm sure you will.
Do you want some water? Has it really?
It's getting there.
I've got a one-track mind with this match. Are you sure you want to do this?
Go on, man.
Okay, next match. Two big American superstars. Rene Dupree from WWE. And I think Quebecers as well, wasn't he? Was it a big... What was it, Quebec? Get back on that hand.
No, it wasn't Quebecers. That was a bit earlier.
Oh, who was it?
It was La Resistance.
La Resistance. Apologies, Rene. Yeah.
The other,
Yeah, the other tag team.
The other French-Canadian tag team.
He's easily confused. Against Bram, big TNA superstar. Massive guys. Both of them, they go in the ring, the presence is felt. Huge guys.
Yeah. And they spend a lot of time outside of the gym.
Yeah.
And if we're going to describe what each one of them looked like, it was, the one in the black trunks with the long hair is winning. We got a grunt.
No, that's quite funny because they both have long hair and black trunks. That's the joke. That's the joke. I know. One's got a beard.
It's true.
But as the room was a bit quiet for a bit, you could hear Mark go, "Two big bulls fighting." And that's pretty much the whole match. Was like these two big bulls locking horns.
Yeah, I mean, when you get two guys whose styles are very similar, it's very rare that they can pull off a good match. Very rare. With possible exception of probably Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Yeah, in WWE, like I say, two big balls butting heads, and they pulled off some really good matches. But it's a rarity. It was still reasonably entertaining. Obviously, you got the two, big names coming over to wrestling, but I think we were more taken by something else that happened during the show.
And this is the thing, we feel really bad because these are two big names, and we do like both of these guys, and it is fun to see them when they come. But Cheap Shot Entertainment went live.
Yeah, we did.
And we had a watcher pop up, and Kai Payne.
It was Kai Payne. Kai Payne, leader of Brick Lane, currently on the shelf with a head injury after a sacrifice show. But he was watching Cheap Shot Entertainment. Not to say that you have to have a head injury to watch us. Leading to
yeah, do that. That's pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell
if you've got a head injury.
Just two big bulls butting heads. There was some fighting. Bulls. Yeah, Bulls, like Chicago. And there was some fighting on the outside. JB really just trying to get control of it and wasn't doing much good, really, because he's tiny referee Brown.
Yeah, you can see the problem.
Yeah, he's definitely having problems.
They're not going to do what they're told.
No. So we haven't got any notes for this actually, because we were so taken back by Kai Payne watching us on Cheap Shot Entertainment.
Kai, we're blaming you.
Yeah, but Rene Dupree does eventually down Bram and hit a savage elbow drop from the top rope for the win on this one. So your winner is Rene Dupree.
And this is after he dropped the Stone Cold Stunner.
Bram hit,
one did one, one did the other, and it was just big moves from big men.
Yeah, and
to
moves.
Take the win.
Yeah, basically. Like I say, savage elbow drop. Rene is your winner.
Yeah, but it was a good match. It was a very good match.
It was a good match.
But
Yeah.
Kai Payne!
Hi, Kai.
You wouldn't think we like him, would you?
No.
Come to Mansfield. Liam, book it!
Book it.
Harvey Wynn, book it! Whoever. In fact, all Brick Lane should come. It's been a while since I've had Brick Lane, and I do. To start with, I hated them. They freaked me out, but I absolutely have grown to love Brick Lane. They are awesome.
That was me trying to turn my page over
to
make it look like I was actually got any notes for that match.
I always said it. This is me looking at what you're on next, so I can get my notes for that match. Wait for it.
Oh no!
Yay! We're back. So we need to go back to Leicester for this one.
Yeah, we do. All the way back to Leicester on the 6th of October.
I was there, but I don't know what date it is. I don't know what date it is today, to be honest.
So, your next match is the Hope Wrestling Tag Team Championship match featuring the new crowned Tag Team Champions Battle Squad Awesome, who won the championships in Leicester on the 6th of October after winning a number 1 contenders match in Mansfield last month. And they are going against a fairly new tag team in terms of Hope Wrestling that I know of anyway,
I've never seen
called
them.
Nothing to Prove. But I have done some research on these guys, and it does include, the Nothing to Prove stable does include Eddie Dennis. According to
it's
Cage
a shame we've got a
Match.
computer there, because I just had a supporter and I'd have gone when you said that. Really?
Yeah, I was as shocked as you are. But the two guys that are in this ring with Battle Squad Awesome are LK Mazinga. That's what I've got it written as.
Hello.
I think it's LK Mazinga.
Bazinga!
And Elijah are you two representatives for Nothing to Prove, and obviously Battle Squad Awesome. She's Danny Chase and Diamond David Andrews. So when these guys came out, obviously we were
ecstatic,
doing the song and stuff like that. Love Battle Squad Awesome.
My favourite tag team champions ever in Hope. I love them in anything. But I can't say anything because DX. I love DX.
Yeah, and they're brilliant. They're a really good tag team.
Yeah, they are awesome.
And like I say, your champions coming into this match are Battle Squad Awesome, winning the championships at Grand Theft Auto Blue.
Yeah. I actually stood up. We stand up all the time. Have you hit your target?
No, it's England going 3-0 up.
Oh, I thought you'd hit your target then. No, when they won the match at Leicester, seriously, I was up on my feet, arms in the air. I was like, ah! I was going mental. I absolutely love these guys.
Yeah, so like we said, Nothing to Prove coming in with something to prove.
Oh, they had a lot
getting
to
put
prove.
Straight into a championship match.
Yeah, that doesn't happen
which
often.
It doesn't happen very often. Even Battle Squad Awesome had to come back and win a number 1 contenders match to get the shot in Mansfield. And it was a very even match all the way through.
Yeah.
Up to the point where...
Apologies.
Sorry, am I boring you? It is getting late. So yeah, up to the point where where Nothing to Prove sort of isolated Danny Chase for quite a lot of the match. There's quick tags, couldn't get over to Diamond Dave Andrews. The crowd was trying to will him on, lots of rest holds. Does eventually get the tag to Diamond Dave Andrews, who comes out with the hot tag, taking everybody out in the ring and basically clearing the ring. At which point, I think it was Mazinga who got the bottle of water.
Yeah, I had a big swallow of it and spat it right in. I believe it was Danny Chase's face.
It was Danny Chase's face, blinding Danny Chase.
Couldn't see a thing.
With Diamond Dave Andrews being the legal man, Danny Chase couldn't see who he was super kicking, but he super kicked Diamond Dave. At which point Mazinga took out Danny Chase, and basically Diamond Dave Andrews was out, and Elijah got the pin.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to say that because I could have cried. I was ready for walking out.
Yeah. Mansfield in shock, along with
6 days.
Cheap Shot Entertainment.
6 days they held the
Battle
title.
Squad Awesome.
What?
Yeah, held the championship for only 6 days, which is a travesty in itself. But
it is, because these guys are good-looking guys, and gold suits them so well. I'm just.
So yeah. Your new champions are nothing to prove.
Was it like
And they proved everything in that match. Mansfield crowd heartbroken by the by what happened in the match. After the match, there was more.
After the match. Sorry, I was just too disappointed about what happened. I was in my own little. I'm feeling sorry for myself because I nearly walked out.
We've actually got that on video. Actually,
if Kip Sabian's, I'm glad Kip Sabian's either. Otherwise, I'd have walked out, and then Kip Sabian didn't either. It's just a bad night for me. Afterwards, so it looks like the guys are going to make up and shake hands and everything. Just about to go out the ring. Danny Chase. Wow, just turns like that onto Dave Andrews.
Yeah.
Beats the living daylights out of him. People are booing him. But do you know what? I'm quite happy about this.
Starts the civil war between Iron Man and Captain America.
But hopefully, I'm hoping it's going to happen.
The absolute legend.
We might see, the absolute legend, Danny Chase. And I was actually going to wear my absolute legend Danny Chase t-shirt, but I've left it at home. I know, I wore it in bed last night.
But yeah, considering that it was Chase that kicked down Dave Andrews in the mush, you'd expect it to be the other way around. But I think Dave Andrews is too much of a sort of face character to even turn, to be honest.
Yeah. Could you see DDA as heel?
No, but then I couldn't see Chris Tyler as heel quite a while ago.
He's a fantastic heel.
And we know how that turned out. A great heel turn that was.
Yeah. But, I mean, Danny Chase, crossover again. The absolute legend, Danny Chase, heel Danny Chase. I love him. Comes out with a denim jacket, proper attitude, proper awesome. He is. I'm looking forward, and I'm hoping are going to book these guys, because I don't want to go somewhere
with this. They've got to go somewhere with this. Having pulled the trigger on it, they have to go somewhere with it. So the final match is your main event of the evening, and it's scheduled for one. No, it's not. It's not scheduled for one. Actually, I suppose it. No, it was scheduled for more than 1 fall, because it was billed as a Most Wanted briefcase match. But those of you who have been to Mansfield or seen any of the videos that Hope Wrestling put out on their YouTube channel or on their subscription service know that the Mansfield ceiling is quite low, and we were wondering how they were going to do a ladder match, being that the ceiling is so low. And basically, you could just reach up to the briefcase and pull it down. So they did change it last minute.
Not as low as Shirebrook.
Not as low as Shirebrook.
Matthew actually hit his head on the
light. Yes, he did. Hit his head on the light. So I think they basically made a last minute change and turned it into sort of like a gauntlet match.
The ladder was still there, so we kind of wondered what was going to happen.
Yeah, they turned it into a gauntlet match where after 2 minutes someone else came in, and obviously it was then elimination. It wasn't
like
the
when
first.
You got a pin, you had to.
It wasn't the first pinfall won. It was when you got pinned, you had to go to the back, and you were out of the match.
And it was every 2 minutes somebody new would come in. So it's kind of like a rumble.
Yeah, a bit like a rumble, championship scramble, sort of gauntlet match. Basically, I've got gauntlet rules with elimination thrown in, so the two competitors who started the match were Chris Tyler and Cara Noir.
The new and I would say improved Chris Tyler.
Yeah, new and improved Chris Tyler. The heel Chris Tyler comes out, got new music, got new attitude. He's no longer the smiley-faced baby face.
I'm just interested how many people would get this. You know, when I said to you about the Chesney song, I'm a man, One and Only comes out too. I am the one and only.
Yeah.
As a Chesney fan, an old Chesney fan, he also brought a song out called I'm a Man Not a Boy, which is quite fitting for Chris Tyler now. He's like going along the Chesney Hawkes theme. He might do Secrets of the Heart next. Who knows?
He did more than one song?
He did more than one whole song, yeah, the whole album.
Nah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. No,
There's Chesney fans out there, closet Chesney fans will know
you.
exactly what I'm talking about.
In this match, you had Cara Noir, Chris Tyler, Drew Parker, Chris Brooks, Warren Banks, and a mystery opponent, a wild card, much like they had in Leicester. So the match starts with Chris Tyler and Cara Noir in the ring. They go at it for 2 minutes. They just beat each other senseless for those first 2 minutes. There's a certain amount of animosity between these two guys built up over the last couple of months. Cara Noir getting a couple of wins over Chris Tyler, which also led Chris Tyler to turn on Reigns as well. So new attitude from Chris Tyler, new ring gear, new song to commemorate his turn as a heel from the Ultimate Babyface. And well, if Xena was here, she would tell you all about Chesney Hawks. And there you go. But yes, very famously comes out to I Am the One and Only, which was quite ironically his one and only hit. Anyway, back to the wrestling. You got two guys in the ring beating the bejeebers out of each other, and kapoop, as Xena would say, out of each other for 2 minutes. Your third entry into the match is Chris Brooks. As noted, the fresher man in the match will get the upper hand, because if you come out last, you've not been in the match for 12 minutes beforehand, or 10 minutes beforehand rather, because there's only 6 people in the match. So Chris Brooks comes in like a house on fire. He knows he's the fresher man. You had two guys beating each other up for the last 2 minutes, so he gets the upper hand quite early on into his entry in this match. Fresh man, both guys can't keep up with Chris Brooks, and he gets on top. At this point, he's dishing out a lot of punishment to the other two guys as well, with him being the fresher man. It comes out, like I say, like a house on fire. Next in is the previously fired wild card entry, Hustle Malone, announced to the ring by Harvey Dale. I know I was taken in when Harvey came out of the curtain thinking he was the mystery opponent, the wild card, being the new hardcore champion and everything, but he announced that he brought back Hustle Malone into Hope Wrestling, and welcome back Hustle. Got Hustle section signs provided by Stephen Belshaw. Thanks for that, Stephen. One of our biggest followers on Cheap Shot Entertainment as well. Scattered throughout the crowd. Hustle is back in Hope Wrestling again. Fresher man comes out like a house on fire, ripcord, headbutts, lots of fighting amongst the 4 guys. Eventually they split off into pairs. You've got Chris Brooks and Hustle Malone on the outside of the ring, leaving Cara Noir and Chris Tyler inside the ring to finish off what they started in the first 2 minutes of the match. Goes back months, this rivalry, but at this point the momentum slows down a little bit. You've got 4 guys beating each other up. Like I say, Chris Tyler and Cara Noir in the ring. Chris Tyler getting the better of Cara Noir at this point, and Hustle Malone on the outside with Chris Brooks, very evenly matched. Tyler comes back in, gets the best of Cara. Brooks and Hustle, like I said, were on the outside. Drew Parker is next in, showing off his hardcore background with lots of flying moves and straight out onto the outside, really. Goes in for a move on Cara Noir, who's currently in the corner. Cara Noir counters this with a kiss, which puts Drew Parker off enough to warrant a super kick city, a super kick from each side of his head from the other four guys, completely taking out Drew Parker. At this point, it's the kiss of death, as it were. Like I said, super kick city, leaving Tyler and Cara in the ring once again. Cara Noir hits the package pile driver, and he hits a brainbuster into a small package rather for the pin on Chris Tyler. Tyler is the first man eliminated in this match just before Warren Banks makes his entry at entry number 6. He is the final entrant into the match. And as soon as Warren Banks comes in, Hustle counters him, meets him in the ring, tries a ripcord headbutt again, which is countered into a high knee by Warren Banks. Warren Banks then tries to fly out at Drew Parker, who is currently on the outside, which is countered by Drew Parker with an elbow, and he's cut off. At this point, all finishers from all people are hit, and Warren Banks finally comes around, hits a spear on Chris Brooks for the pin, and Chris Brooks is your second man eliminated in this match, leaving Hustle Malone, Warren Banks, Drew Parker and Cara Noir to fight it out for the final spot in this match for the most wanted briefcase. It is at this point that Cara Noir hits Chris Brooks with his patented package pile driver finish. Goes for the cover. This is broken up by Drew Parker, which in turn leads to Cara Noir being rolled up for the pin. Cara Noir is out, your third man eliminated by Drew Parker. Drew Parker then hits a double foot stomp to Warren Banks, and that goes into a compact brainbuster on the same man for the pin. Banks, who entered last, is eliminated next. This leaves Drew Parker and Hustle Malone, the rehired Hustle Malone, in the ring to battle out for the briefcase. It is either going to be Drew Parker or Hustle Malone who's going to go away with the guaranteed title shot some point in the next year in Mansfield. Drew Parker then attempts another double foot stomp on Hustle Malone. Hustle Malone rolls out of the way, gets the roll up and the pin on Drew Parker, and Hustle Malone is your winner of the most wanted briefcase in Mansfield, the only two-time winner of the most wanted briefcase, and the only winner of one in Leicester and one in Mansfield as well. Hustle is now your most wanted briefcase holder, your most wanted briefcase winner, and you can cash that in for a title shot at any point during the next year at a Mansfield Forest Town show. All the more reason to get over there to find out when he does actually cash it in. So with Liam Morley dumbstruck over the result of this match, Harvey Dale then challenges him to a winner-take-all competition between Team Red, Mansfield, and Team Blue, Leicester, on the 9th of November. Point system, it will be the winner of the points, the one that gets the most points will win back or win over the whole of the Hope company, and will take control of the company from then on. Liam did have a paddy at this point as well, which was quite funny. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely awesome on November the 9th. I will be there, Xena will be there, new and improved Zuzzy Z, all decked out in gold, not saying an absolute word, and light up as well. New and improved Zuzzy Z here on Cheap Shot Entertainment. And so after the match had finished and Hustle had won the briefcase, Harvey Dale challenged Liam Morley to a sort of like a gauntlet type thing where points would be involved. It would be Team Red, which is Team Harvey Dale representing Mansfield, and Team Blue, which would be Liam Morley's team representing Hope Leicester. Winner take all. Like I say, there will be points involved in the matches. The team who gets the most points will give ownership to their captain, either Harvey Dale or Liam Morley.
So this, like I said before, would be awesome if both teams drew at the end of all the matches. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Morley actually speechless.
Yeah, he was absolutely dumbfounded by the challenge, and he was speechless. He did have a bit of a tantrum with all the hustle section sign provided very kindly by Stephen Belshaw, one of our biggest followers on Cheap Shot Entertainment. So we'll give him a shout out as well.
Yeah, and Jill, you need to see her dolls. And she's crochet dolls of all the wrestlers.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
She's amazing.
So the first person to announce his entry onto either team was
Magic Mark. Earlier that night, there should have been a hardcore match between Magic Mark and El Ligero, which has been building up now for months.
Yeah.
And at Leicester on the Saturday previous, there was the ladder match, as you all know. Well, Mark pushed the ladder and basically blew Ligero's chance of getting that briefcase. Yeah. And for quite a lot of that match, he just stood with his back towards Ligero, arms folded, not having anything to do with him. He did say he was thinking about not considering this match because he's not a wrestler. He's a commentator. He's not a wrestler. And Ligero is Ligero.
Yeah.
Big named NXT superstar.
Yeah. The most in-demand masked wrestler since Kendo Nagasaki.
Exactly. And Mark is going to be facing this guy. So he was having second thoughts, but he stood in that ring after hearing this challenge between Harvey and Liam. And he's put himself on Harvey's team.
Team Red.
He's going behind Harvey and saying, look, I'm going to beat Ligero and I'm going to do it for Hope and for Harvey to get his company back.
Yeah. So, he was the first entrant into Team Red. Yeah. I'm pretty much guessing that perhaps Carl Kingsley will join Team Red as well.
Team Red,
you might have Dave DeVille going over to Team Blue.
He'll definitely be Blue. I'm David DeVille's only fan.
with Ligero going over to Team Blue.
Yeah,
so that's our predictions for the first couple of entrants onto either team. Incidentally, those matches will take place on the 9th of November in Mansfield, with the show, I think it's called This Is The End.
This is the end at Forest Town Arena.
So, and they will, like I say, take place on the 9th, which is the next Hope Wrestling show in Mansfield.
If you make your presence known, bring your voice, rest it, not like what I've done this weekend. I've just used it so much, shouting at so many wrestlers. Just giving them some grief, getting some grief back.
Yeah, you got a lot of grief, didn't we?
I got a lot of grief.
Yeah. That is your rundown of everything that went off at Mansfield Forest Town for Grand Theft Autumn Red. Took place on the 12th of October. Another fantastic show. Like I said at the beginning of the video, even though there were notable absences, we've seen this before.
Have super bad Kip Sabian.
We've seen this before. The other people that are going to be wrestling during the night step up their game and put on a fantastic show as they usually do over at Hope Wrestling, which is one of the things that got us going there on a regular basis in the first place.
Yes.
So that's that. That's us. That's the video. We're going to call it there, I think, and we'll see you next time. I have been your host, Luke,
and I have been your fantastic co-host, Zuzzy Z.
Co-host.
What do you? Well, I could be what? Can I be promoted?
Don't know. Can you be promoted?
Can I be promoted? If you think I can be promoted, comment.
We always go to the comments section down below.
I don't know how you do that.
Anyway, if you like the video and you want to see more of us, hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell.
Ding ding.
And we'll see you next time on
no
Cheap
bell
Shot
there.
Entertainment.
There's no bell.
It's all part of the magic
It's just green.
of video.
See you next time when I hopefully will take better notes.
See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.